Talking to your boy today or what?
Ah, son of a bitch.
Are we talking to him?
Yeah. No, I just forgot.
So I guess write his number down. What are we doing here?
Let's see. We're too busy talking about my ass and pants.
Get me going on asses, and I could talk all day. Don't get me going.
Oh, I know it.
I'm calling my cousin Adam right now.
Adam, you're live on the air, so don't say things that you would normally say.
Adam Calvert, is this my cousin Adam?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
How's it going, man? Yeah, Craig forgot to call you, so we're calling you live on the air, and which is exciting. So how's your day been thus far?
Oh, wonderful. I mean, I've gotten so much done this morning in the half hour I've been up.
Well, I think that maybe you want to put the sarcasm in a sack because the end of the world is coming, and God doesn't take kindly to your sarcasm. What you got any plans for the rapture tomorrow?
You know, my dad mentioned that to me while I was talking to him on the phone yesterday. Yeah, what's this whole thing about? I mean, why do people think the world's ending tomorrow?
They just know it, believe me.
There's a formula. It's in the Bible. If you've read it, you'd know it.
I like how your dad just met. Hey, you know, by the way, the world's ending tomorrow. So, anyway, I got to go. See you.
Well, no, I think we were trying to make plans, and he said, the world's going to end tomorrow, so, I mean, we might as well not make plans then.
That's a good point.
All right, hey, by the way, this is perfect, I think, because I just got a text from Intern A. Yeah? Who's coming in.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, he's going to come in handy today because we're sending out all of our interns, and they're going to go out to preach the word to the people, to tell them the end is coming, and they must tune into the Matt and Crank program for the salvation of their souls.
It's a beautiful thing. It's going to be a beautiful thing.
Good.
All right, well, what's not a beautiful thing, I guess, is this Dominique Strauss-Kahn, son of a bitch. Now, there's a lot to talk about with this, and you even said that where you were going to work the other day, you actually got to watch some of the hoopla. And what we want to talk about right now is the Perp walk. Because France is a little pissed off that we had the Perp walk and we put it out on the news and everybody got to see it. They say that it automatically shows that it's almost there's a presumption of guilt before there's a presumption of innocence. And even though in America there's supposed to be a presumption of innocence instead of a presumption of guilt, what is the deal with Perp walks? Why is it okay in some instances to walk out with a guy under arrest, no handcuffs, but then it's okay under other circumstances? And is that a legal thing to be able to do?
Well, Perp walks are constitutional, except when they're staged. Now, there's been a couple of decisions in the past, I'd say 10 years, defining what you can and cannot do with a Perp walk. Now, for instance, there was one case where the guy was arrested. He was already in the station house, and they didn't get the Perp walk. And so what they did was they took him outside, they put him in the car, they drove him around the block, and then they walked him back in the station house so all the reporters could get their photographs.
God.
Now, that's unconstitutional. You can't do that. But if you're taking the guy in, he's getting arrested, or he's going to court or wherever, you're transporting him somewhere, just like you would normally, and you happen to tell the press where you're going to be, or the press knows where you're going to be, and you walk him by, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty high-profile guy, so I think it's pretty obvious that if anybody catches wind that this guy's going to be under arrest, that the press is going to show up to see it. But how is it? Why is it constitutional for Perp walks to happen? I mean, does it have anything to do with us being allowed to face our accuser? Because obviously we're not accusing anybody of anything, or is it that we're all accusing this guy of something, so we have a right to see him? I don't know, having justice served upon him.
Well, there's a couple justifications for it. One, they say that it's the press informing the public about the administration of justice. Another is that there's a deterrent effect to people who might commit a crime. That there's a chance that they're going to be paraded around like this and made a fool of, sort of. And another one is that it's transparency. Police, the justice system, everybody is being watched by the press, and therefore everybody's going to be sort of on their best behavior, so to speak. Of course, if you stage a Perp walk, those things kind of get undermined and you lose the justification, and that's why you can't stage a Perp walk.
All right, well, let's go off the subject for just a little bit for a second here, because, all right, I mean, obviously you work in the legal community. I mean, is this guy done? I mean, what are his options at this point? If everybody doesn't know who Dominique Strauss-Kahn is, he's that IMF guy who just got accused of rape over this past week. You know what IMF stands for? Ignorant mother. Nah, me.
I just made that off the top of my head.
Anyway, so throughout the legal community, I mean, what are you? What's the sayings about town? I mean, is this guy done? What are his options anyway? Because as far as I can see, it's like if he pleads, he's guilty. If he's found guilty, he's guilty. If he's found innocent, it doesn't matter. His entire life's ruined in the first place. So I don't know. What's the take? I know he's presumed innocent, but is he innocent?
Well, I mean, he's definitely going to fight it. Now, his defense attorneys have already started kind of laying the groundwork for their defense. A couple things they said was, he went straight from the hotel to like lunch with his daughter, I believe. He had booked the flight like a month in advance. And there's a couple. He had called the hotel multiple times to get his cell phone. I mean, if you had just committed a rape and you're trying to flee the country, you're not going to call the hotel and say, "Hey, by the way, I'm at the airport, and can you please bring me my cell phone? Yeah, I'm on runway so-and-so. I'm trying to leave the country." I guess they're trying to lay the groundwork for his defense, and those are.
Well, let me hold on a second.
Not bad.
Adam, what about this? Has anyone introduced this? He is definitely guilty. Have you seen his eyebrows? He has guilty, evil eyebrows. Only an evil and every look, every picture, he looks like a scowling, evil, rich guy, which is what he is.
He has like Madoff eyebrows, Yeah,
this is a little bit. I think this case is a little bit of not a little bit. This is definitely people wanting social justice. I mean, it's. As far as anybody knows, he's innocent, and nobody knows any situation behind it. All we know is that we know a woman accused him of raping her, and that happens a lot. Sometimes it's true, a lot of times it's not true, and we've seen that happen publicly. Yet in this case, it all really depends on the how sympathetic the person is, and in this case, because he's not a professional basketball player and he doesn't have fans that wear his jersey, everyone's like, oh, that guilty son of a bitch. But, I mean, you do have to take into account, and I'm not saying this necessarily implicates her, but if she is HIV positive, then that might indicate that possibly she is somebody who has been engaging in sexual acts without much discernment, if you know what I mean.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And I got to be honest, the way you summed up the story there, Adam, is a lot different than what I've heard in some of the more mainstream media circuits. Because the way I've heard it's like he got into a Ferrari and floored it to the airport. He was about to be a flight risk, and he was about to get out of here. There's no extradition from France. And so for everything I've heard in the media so far, it's been like this guy was trying to flee the country. Like it's like they're telling the story as if he's guilty, whereas the story you told, it sounds a little more, the other way.
Well, it's just political. I mean, I guess public sort of wrangling that goes on between the prosecution and the defense. I mean, the defense just had the bail hearing, and so there is when they kind of started letting these details out. And both sides try to. I mean, you can't necessarily just paint the jury pool by putting everything out there and saying the guy's guilty or saying the guy's innocent. But what you can do is kind of drop hints and sort of sway public opinion, and that's what's going on right now. Is everybody's trying to get their side of the story. Everybody's trying to get the public on their side, and it's a little back and forth, and hopefully it evens itself out and he gets a fair trial.
Well, we got to go, but two quick points I want you to respond to. The first one is, I'll say them both. First one is they're doing DNA tests on like the carpet and the bed. If they find DNA, all that proves is that he engaged in sexual activity. How does it prove that it was a rape that took place? Second point is, has the defense made the point of this guy's an extremely successful, famous businessman? Do you really think that he would blatantly rape a maid at a hotel in a room that he checked into and then leave the country? I mean, would he really do that? He could probably get any prostitute he wants. Would he really rape somebody in that position? Those 2 points. What about those?
Which position? I don't know.
I think those are both very good arguments. Well, one, if the DNA test, I mean, it would have to depend on where they found the DNA.
In a hotel room?
But like you said, I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, if it could have been consensual. If the defense is going to be it was consensual sex, I mean, if they're not denying that there was sex at all.
They can't, yeah.
What was the second point? Oh, yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. I don't understand why the guy would do it. I mean, maybe he's a power-hungry, crazy person who thinks that he can do whatever he wants and get away with it, but that's kind of a flimsy story. I mean, why not get a prostitute instead of rape a hotel maid?
That's how my dad taught me. No, he didn't teach me that at all. But, I mean, there's something to be said for these powerful guys that are used to getting whatever they want from any woman they want, and then the first woman that refuses, they can't take it, so they rape her. I mean, that's the story you'll hear, but it still is,
but that kind of goes
to me,
back to
illogical.
That goes back to your Schwarzenegger scenario, hot wife, ugly maid. You know, this guy can have anything he wants, and he takes what he can't have.
All right, Adam Calvert, thank you so much. Wonderful. Good luck tomorrow. I hope to see you in heaven. Otherwise, I'll see you while we're trudging about in misery for 180 days, and we can hang out in hell. So, cool stuff, man. We'll see you later.
All right, guys. Take care.
Either way, I'll see you.